Hi everyone, my name is Holly and I am an empowerment coach. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my video today. Today I am going to be talking about love and how the majority of us are rejecting love on a very deep level that we're not usually aware of. And the reason why this is so important is because we obviously all want love. It's something that we are all seeking every single day. Everything that we do is inspired by a need to feel better, to want to attract love into our lives on some level, whether it be having a conversation with someone and wanting them to agree with us, wanting their support, their understanding, their empathy. You know, going to work, we go to work so that we can have money, so that we can have pleasure in our lives. Why? Because it makes us feel better, and we then can have a love for life. Everything we do in one way or another it's relative to love and feeling better and feeling good within ourselves. When it comes to love and other people and intimate relationships, the past tends to play a dominant role. And when I say, are you rejecting love or is love rejecting you? This might trigger a lot of people, because what I'm about to talk about is going to, on face value, seem like I'm pointing the finger and saying, well, you know, if you're having a bad relationship with someone, if you continue to get stuck in bad, negative relationship cycles, then that's your fault. And that's not what I'm saying at all. What usually happens is that and I know this from speaking to hundreds of clients over the years, and of course my own personal experiences in relationships, when we get disappointed time and time again, not just with lovers, girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, wives, but also with parents and relatives, friends, when we receive rejection, disappointment, and we're lied to and we're let down, there is a part of us that almost closes itself off and says, okay, I really need to protect myself, and I need to create this defense mechanism, because if I don't, the same thing is going to happen time and time again. And what usually happens is we then enter into a new relationship with someone. We have the heartache, we have the pain, and we heal, and we get over that, or at least we think we do. And we meet someone new and it's all great, it's all exciting. And for the first few weeks, or maybe even months, things go really, really well. And we're on such a high, we're up here, we're drunk with happiness. But then after a while, the fear starts to creep in terms of, oh my God, when's the other shoe going to drop? This just feels too good to be true. And there's a part of us, a part of you maybe, that is saying, this is too good to be true. Like this, there's something not quite right here. I'm not used to this. Things usually around this time start to go wrong. And if you believe in the law of attraction like I do, what happens is very quickly, once you start to get these fears and you start experiencing these little doubts creeping in, what starts off as being up here slowly starts to recede, and it goes down, and it goes down thick and fast. And before you know it, you're starting to spot all these little signs in the relationship of things starting to unravel in the same way. And in your head, although you might be thinking and noticing, oh, okay, let's say he hasn't texted me, and usually he'd text me, and today he hasn't, and he told me he'd call me, and he didn't call me until like a lot later, and he cancelled our date the other week, and all these, you start to create all these horror stories in your head, and then you start to notice all these little signs. And then there's a part of your mind that is going, oh God, here we go again. Your mind is on red alert saying, okay, yeah, I know what happens now, because this is how it's always been. What you're doing is unintentionally you are slipping back into that pattern and that role that you've been used to. And even though it's not a conscious thing that you're aware of, what's happening is all the past disappointment and the rejection that you've experienced on a mental and an emotional level, that's all coming straight to the surface. Because remember, the mind, all it wants to do is protect us and keep us alive. It doesn't care about love, it doesn't care about romance and pleasure and marriage and commitment and all that sort of stuff. It straight away attaches itself to the concept that, okay, love and relationships is pain, it equals pain. So I've got to protect myself here. I've got to be on the defense, because if I'm not, all the same things are going to happen. But what we don't realize is that by doing that, we are actually slipping back into that role that we are constantly perpetuating in all of our relationships. And we're bringing a part of ourselves to the relationship that is saying, you're going to hurt me, and I'm really scared and I'm terrified, and because of that I need to like block myself off. And on a spiritual level, in terms of law of attraction and the universe, the vibes that we're giving out, not just to the person we're in the relationship with, but to, you know, the greater power, the powers that be, we're emitting a signal that's saying, this is all going to go wrong, and I'm not ready for this, I can't cope. And the reason things go from up here to down there so quickly is because we are giving that signal, and we are projecting all that fear from past relationships into that new relationship, when actually that relationship could be the one that is completely different and unlike any kind of love you've ever experienced before in your entire life. But because the mind wants to protect us, it goes into a fight or flight mode that says, I need to get out, and I need to get out quick. Which is why being in love initially can actually be very scary. It can be a scary concept, because if we're not used to it, we're not programmed, or we're not accustomed to being loved. And whether you look at this from a scientific perspective, I don't know what your beliefs are. As I said, if you are like me, you believe in the law of attraction, and you believe that, you know, we are creating our own reality, and we are attracting towards us what we are and what we're feeling and what we're being. Either way, scientifically the mind is saying, okay, red alert, red flag, red flag, red flag. So you're associating everything with that one person who may not text you today. And it's a big, huge thing. Even though realistically, what we're looking at is just the sake of a text or a phone call. And, you know, then you start to really sort of make it into a big drama, and it's a big, big issue, when actually they haven't done anything in the great scheme of things that wrong. But you're bringing everything, all that garbage into that situation, and it's all being accumulated and thrown at them. So scientifically, that's the mind. Spiritually, that's you then starting to create this snowball of, okay, things are going wrong, things are going wrong, things are going wrong, things are going wrong. And the best analogy that I can give to demonstrate exactly what I mean is, imagine now if I said to you, okay, close your eyes and visualize the colour blue. So you visualize the colour blue, open your eyes, and I say to you, okay, now I want you to tell me everything in the room that you can see that is green. Your mind is not going to be primed to see the colour green, because I've already told you to imagine the colour blue. And when you're thinking in terms of colour, in terms of wanting a new car, perhaps, you know, you might have had the experience before where you started to see a certain car everywhere on the road because you're thinking about that car. You know, you're thinking, oh, I'd love to have a new black car, and then you start seeing black cars everywhere. Or it's like with a woman who wants a baby, she starts seeing pregnant women everywhere. Or, you know, when you're hungry, all you can smell is food. Your senses become a lot more heightened to what it is that's going on in your head. So when you're thinking in terms of okay, this relationship's going wrong, it's going to be exactly like all the others. Look, he hasn't called me tonight. Oh, look, you know, he's ghosted on me. Oh yeah, here we go again. Yeah, he's just like all the other people. And you're creating all these stories in your head and this mantra of, oh my God, it's all going wrong. That's what you're going to start seeing. That is what you're going to start experiencing. And the best way to be able to tell whether or not you are rejecting love, if it is a part of you that's actually creating that propel of, oh my God, like this is scary and I don't want to get hurt, which is fine, you know, that's normal. You're a human being, of course, you're going to want to defend yourself and not get hurt. The best way to tell the difference between whether you have a right to feel the way you feel in this particular situation that you're in right now in terms of relationships is when you have that emotional trigger and you are feeling really hurt or upset or disappointed, is to ask yourself, okay, what is really going on here? What is it that has currently happened right here now today in this situation with this particular person in this particular relationship? What am I so upset about? Am I feeling so hurt because of, let's say, you know, he hasn't texted me. He didn't respond to my last text. So, you know, now I'm feeling so upset. But in the great scheme of things, does it really warrant this much emotion? And when I talk to him next, or when he does message me, is it really appropriate for me to blast him and kick off? Is that, you know, is that really justifiable? Or am I bringing the old version of me, the version of me that's the victim, and saying, oh my God, this relationship is going to be really bad and it's going to turn out just like all the others? Is that the version of me that I'm bringing to the table here? Or has his actions or her actions, is my response in the right kind of alignment? Is there a balance here to the way I'm feeling right now? That's the best way, and that's my number one tip to help you when it comes to establishing whether or not you are the one rejecting love or if love is rejecting you. I hope today's video has helped. If you would like to know more about relationships and the law of attraction and how to actually transform any relationships, whether they be existing relationships that you're going through or new ones that you want to attract, and you want to guarantee that they go in the way that you want to by breaking all the old cycles and patterns, I have just recently brought out a new 4-week coaching program called Ignite Your Passion and Purpose. And in that program is included lots of various law of attraction techniques that I myself have cultivated and tried and tested. So I know that they work. They are absolutely 100% fail proof. One is called the mirroring method. It's a very powerful way to be able to actually determine where the relationship is going and how you can nip any kind of negative cycle from taking place straight in the bud immediately. And it's pretty much magical in terms of you can use it with a relationship that right now might seem like it's going nowhere and it's impossible. Or if you're starting out with a relationship and you've got all these fears that are coming to the surface, it's a really powerful way to pretty much take charge and determine what direction you want that relationship to go in based on your personal preferences, and using the higher power to actually assist you so that you're not doing all the work yourself. It's called the mirroring method. If you would like to know more about the kind of coaching that I do and perhaps work with me one-to-one, there is a link below where you can find out all about the Ignite Your Passion and Purpose 4-week program. You are more than welcome to contact me if you have any questions. If you do like this video, then please feel free to like, share and subscribe. And of course, any feedback, comments, questions that you might have, comment below and I will be happy to respond to any. Thank you very much. Take care and I will speak to you very soon. Bye.